programs on all different aircraft types, as we see from Embraers, ATRs, Dash 8, Boeing 737, A320, and particularly what's of interest today that Carlos will be describing is our programs on the 737, 300 and 200. And then we go on to our partner and our very favorite flight training company, Safe Flight Academy. We're very proud to have been part of the setup of Safe Flight Academy 10 or 12 years ago, from when it was just an idea. We were part of the original board to set that up, and we're still involved in a way with our small shareholding, but also as a strategic partner from the point of view of having a training partner of a flight school, our very first flight school being Safe Flight Academy, which as those of you who have got knowledge of and possibly have been training with the academy, I'm sure will vouch for the quality of the training and the management that are there. A little bit about the background of where we are, and I mean it's been a very turbulent couple of years in the aviation industry, as everybody knows. A couple of years ago, when the COVID hit, airlines were closing down left, right, and centre, of putting pilots on furlough, putting pilots on retirement. Some of whom, probably thought they would never fly again. The only areas of that business to survive and not really be affected very much by it were the air freight, and to a lesser extent the private jet part of the business. I guess that there's people that have got private jets will be flying, and a bit of COVID isn't gonna stop them. So I mean, we've been very busy over that couple of years with crewing up air freighters and also private jets, and that's actually quite a big part of our business now. Last year saw a bit of a recovery, but it was a little bit stop and start. But where we are this year in 2022 is that there's a massive recovery. There's a big turnaround. I think that from the public that haven't been flying for a couple of years, have got a very big appetite to fly, to travel, and to get things back to normal. There's a lot of startup airlines that are now we're hearing about and that are approaching us for pilots and for aircraft and the various different services. And whether this is low cost or in general aviation or wherever, it seems that this is happening all over the place. In the United States is absolutely booming at the moment. There's a massive shortage of pilots already there. Obviously, not everybody is eligible to go there, but it's very interesting to see that how strong the market is there for pilots. And as what happens in the States tends to follow on in Europe and elsewhere a little bit later on. So we're expecting a very, very vibrant couple of years ahead, which is good news for everybody who wants to get into the business. I guess that there's never been a better time really to look to be a pilot and to invest in a career in aviation. Because just at the moment there's going to be a lot of jobs, and I think over the next couple of years anybody that builds up some flying hours, particularly on any sort of jet aircraft, in a little while will be very much in demand. So we're expecting good times ahead. We weren't expecting the problem that we had with COVID, but what we did know and predict was that there would be a big bounce back we had this 20 years ago after 9/11. Nobody wanted to fly for a few months, and everybody thought that was going to be the end of the industry. And then all of a sudden, people got a little bit of confidence, and the market came back incredibly strong, and it just built and built and built really for the next 15 years. It grew and grew with more and more low-cost airlines, more and more people from flying in the developing world, big companies expanding in Asia and around the world. It's a world market for pilots, whether this is, if it's something in Tunisia or in Europe or in the United States or in Asia. If something happens somewhere, there's a world market for pilots and a demand, and it's everybody is very mobile and moves around. So, while there's the opportunity to do that, now it's the time to grasp it. I won't talk for any longer because I know that we've got a lot to get through, but I hope that's given you a little bit of a background about us, about our view of the market and how we see that. My apologies for the little bit of a technical hitch earlier on. I don't do this sort of thing all that often, but it's good to have the opportunity to talk to you all today. And Anis, thank you very much
for you with us. I actually you said it's the opportunity to grasp the upcoming demand in pilots. So the question will be, and after a while I will show you how many pilots here are watching you and want to understand which kind of opportunity they can grasp, especially in some countries. We are talking about work permit, etc., etc. Is it possible for them, for example, to work in some areas? Which kind of areas? Which type? What are actually the airlines that they could join, and what kind of opportunities for them? So, is it worth it to invest in another investment to continue training, to make line training, and so on? So, those kind of questions, I think they worth another webinar with them. Which we could arrange together soon. We'll coordinate about that. But very quickly, could you tell us, for Tunisian pilots here, which opportunity they can really grasp and how they can be prepared very fast? Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, in the first instance, if depending on the levels of experience. If we're talking about cadet pilots, this generally needs to be somewhere where the work permit is not going to be required, and that tends to rule out a lot of Europe and certainly the United States, and that's why it's important that for these sort of programs that we're offering, that there is clearly a job opportunity at the end of the program. I think that there's a lot of companies might offer training. They could offer anything for to get the training fees. However, the important thing is that when we have an opportunity such as Carlos is going to discuss with us a little bit later on, that there is naturally a job opportunity at the end of it. So anybody that's signing up for this particular program, they are aware that by the time they finish the program, that they have the guaranteed option of having employment with the airline that they're going to. So this happens to be in South America, and there are numerous countries there that Tunisian pilots can work in. We've had Tunisian pilots on our contracts in different parts of the world, in Asia, in Africa, in the Middle East, in Europe as well. But a lot depends on, one, the licensing, and two, if they've got some sort of right to work there, which can come from family, from marriage, from different means. It's not the easiest thing. It's not just for pilots, but for anybody who's sort of looking to just go to Europe or going to America to work. Not everybody is going to qualify automatically, and it's not the easiest thing for pilots. In the United States, it is slightly different. We can get green cards in the United States, but only for experienced pilots, and that happens under a particular program. So I don't know what the demographic of your audience are. If there's any experienced pilots that are interested to work in the United States, we've got some other programs. If we're talking about the pilot development programs at cadet level, then of course it is a little bit more limited, and these opportunities don't come up quite so often that we're going to have to be able to offer these sorts of courses everywhere in the world because of the rules in different countries. But we are very fortunate in having this particular program to offer, where there is a guaranteed job at the end of it for anybody that's signing up for it. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you, David. And before moving with Carlos, I'm going to show you the audience here, and just want you to give them a promise to arrange another meeting online, in like Zoom conference call with them, to discuss in details the program and what is the right options they can do, and for those who want to pursue the program that you are presenting with Safe Flight Academy. Actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna really show you.
Yeah, let's have a look at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. I told you that they are.
That's a really big hall there. Where are you?
So the next time it will be in Tunisia, right?
Oh, I'll be there this year. I'm sure. I look forward to it.
Thank you again, David. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Keep in touch for another meeting with the pilots. I will try to make the connection with them, to have their questions, and to prepare them, send you all their inquiries before setting up the dates of an eventual meeting with you.
Okay, that's good. Okay, Carlos.
Thank you, Mr. David, for the introduction, the presentation. Thank you, Anis, for setting up all this meeting. Thanks to the attendees for being here. And yes, I would like to start with the program. So let me share my screen.
Yes, we're seeing it, yes.
So I can, okay, let me know if you can see my screen now.
Yes, seeing it, we're seeing it.
Okay, perfect, sorry. Start off. Here is where Mr. David left off. So yes, I will start to providing you more information about our pilot development program we have in South America. It's based in Venezuela, Caracas, okay? So I will start off with the pilot development program on B737-200 Classic, which we know this is a very classic aircraft, but still there's a good job opportunities around the world. For example, in South America, we have Aerolíneas Estelar. For example, in Central America, we have Copa Airlines that have a few 737-200 Classic that are still operating for their main routes. And also in Africa, we have Trans-African Air, which has a few 737-200 Classic. So this is just to brief you a bit that this classic aircraft is still active and operating, and you will have real experience in this aircraft. I know the cadets and people related with the aviation industry knows what I mean with this. So yes, I will start with the content of the program. Basically, on the 737-200 aircraft, we have 3 different programs, okay? The first one is the basic program. As you can see,
Carlos, the presentation is, could you move it or just active and deactivate the screen sharing, possibly.
Is that okay now, Anis?
Not yet. It's on the.
Sorry, let me know if you can see my screen.
I will cancel the. Actually, I'm sorry. I will cancel the screen sharing. Okay. I think
It's okay now.
Yeah, I think you can do it like that. It's better. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So I think that
yes.
is sorry. It's because David is still sharing his screen. So probably, Anis, if you authorize Carlos to do it, he will be able to do it.
I'm sorry.
Anis, if you authorize Carlos to share his screen, because this is the screen from David.
Just a minute. No, he's sharing his screen. We are seeing it.
Yeah, but that's David's screen.
Okay. So David has. We have to.
David, can you stop sharing, please?
Okay. You could share it again, please.
Of course. 1 second.
Could you please?
Yes. Yeah. Now I think you can see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yes, I was saying that we have 3 different programs for the B737-200 Classic. The first one is the basic program, which includes type rating, includes base training, and 500 hours of line training. This is, as his name says, the most basic program we have. So at the end of the 500 hours, you will be finishing your program, right? The next programs we have are the ones with the warranted contract at the end of the line training, as Mr. David was saying. But this is, I have to be very clear in this, that this is based on performance, okay, guys? But the contract is warranted at all of these 2 programs, for the standard and the premium. The standard program has an investment of $54,000. This one includes type rating, base training, line training of 500 hours, plus 1 year of warranted contract. This is a paid contract for 1 year, okay? So in this program, we calculate that you will be finishing with about 1,000 hours, in maybe a bit more, once you finish the 1 year of contract. For the next program we have is the premium program, which costs $87,500, and the best. This is, well, as its name says, this is the premium. This one contains basically everything. So you will have 2 years of contract plus type rating, base training, and line training, and you will have the 2 years of contract warranted with this airline. Paid contract. In the premium contract, the payment is a little bit more than the standard. In the premium, it is a monthly fee of $1,500, and in the standard program is a little bit less, which is $1,250, the monthly fee payment for as first officers. You know, regarding requirements, the nice thing of this program is that they don't have quite of limitations in terms of licenses, nationalities. So if you hold a CPL, ICAO license, FAA license, or EASA license, you won't have any problem to apply to this program, okay? So this is very important because most of the programs limitates the students by having also or an EASA license or an FAA license or an ICAO license. In this case, you can apply with whatever license you hold. Just let's say the main requisites are to have medical certificate class 1, which I'm sure you have it. English ICAO level 4, which is the minimum level of where you can apply. And the last one is the United States visa, the tourist visa, B1, B2. But in the case you don't have it, the airline will provide all the support, so you can request it directly to the American consulate at your country in this case. So yeah, that's in regards of the 737-200 Classic program. Okay, so we have the basic, the standard, and the premium program. I'm sure you will have more questions. So maybe at the end of the meeting or when Anis can, I will be answering all your questions, maybe directly or through Anis. I will jump to the second program we have, which is the pilot development program on 737-300 EFIS. This is a newer aircraft, and same as this as the 737-200. We have 3 different programs, which are the basic, same, includes type rating, base training, and line training. 500 hours of line training. In that moment, the contract finishes once you reach the 500 hours. Okay. Investment starts from $49,000, in this case, the basic. Then we have the 2 programs with the warranted contract, which are the standard for $59,000 and the premium for $99,000. Same as the previous program, the premium includes basically everything, and you will have 2 years of contract. Okay. For the standards, same, type rating, base training, 500 hours of line training, plus 1 year of paid contract. As I said before, requirements are the same. A ICAO license, FAA license, EASA license, US visa, and English level 4. Just to brief you a little bit about our client, which is Aerolíneas Estelar, based on Caracas, Venezuela. This company was founded in March 2008. Is based, as I was mentioning, in Caracas, Venezuela. They have their bases are Caracas, Margarita, and La Guaira, but in this case, they are operating from Caracas. So the pilots that will be getting the program will be based in Caracas at the beginning of the program, but then you will be able to change your base within Margarita Island or La Guaira. The routes that this airline operates for the time being, it's Venezuela, the locally flights. They operate to Argentina, to Mexico, to Panama, Dominican Republic, Peru, Chile. And for the time being, they are not operating to Europe, but they will resume flights within this year, which the routes are Italy, to Spain, to Portugal, and they are working on a contract to be the connection of another airline from the United States, so they can connect Venezuela to United States. So this airline has a very ambitious growing plan for this and next year, which is something really, really nice for pilots who want to join in this precise moment. Their current fleet are 737-200 and 737-300. These are the aircraft they are operating right now. The former fleet is 340-800, 380-800, and a 737 new generation, which unfortunately, due to during the pandemic, they had to ground this aircraft, but they are planning to resume these flights as soon as possible. So I'm sure that they will be operating very, very in a very high demand this year and hopefully next year. I would like to show you some images about the hangar, the aircraft, basically the crew from Estelar. So yes, you can see some pictures of the hangar in the top left corner, the aircraft, which I love the colors, you know, black and white. Sorry, blue and white. And yes, we have this in this picture with the 3 pilots on the bottom right corner. You can see the VP in the middle, the Vice President of Aerolíneas Estelar, next to the youngest captain, who is 23 years old. He is the youngest captain in Venezuela, and next to him, the first officer in this singular flight. We can see as well, yes, as I was saying, the flight crew, the cabin crew. These are very, very nice people. They are very friendly people with foreigners, with locals, with everyone. So so far, no complaints about that from our cadets in Venezuela. Next pictures I want to show you, it's real pictures from our cadets that got the program. This is our first batch of cadets. They joined past year on around July 2021. and see, I will start from left to right, as you can see the screen. From left, we have our cadet in Pan Am International Flight Academy, having their training, his simulators, as you can see in these 3 pictures. And on the right corner, you can see in the middle, the CEO of Aerolíneas Estelar with our 2 cadets, one from Australia and one from Germany. They reshared this within their social network, Instagram, Facebook, because this was a really nice starting of the program. So the CEO of Aerolíneas Estelar gave them the welcome, a very nice welcoming, and yes, he made them feel like they were in home. So this is what I'm telling you. They are very friendly people, even the CEO. So this is something that I'm sure you will appreciate. About our cadets, but during the line training online, you can see one of our cadets with the vice president of Aerolíneas Estelar, from left to right. In the middle, you can see our cadet with the vice president in the beautiful 737-300. They were about to take off to Mexico, if I'm not wrong. And on the right, another picture of the vice president with our cadet. So I know this will motivate you, and this is something really nice to show you. And for me as well, it's very nice to see, because I've been with them from the very start, even from early 2021, when we were, doing all the arrangements, all the interviews they had to went through to get this program. And finally, it's really, really nice to see him, sitting with that confidence. I'm sure you will find the same purpose in Venezuela if you want to get this program. About the country, about the bases, as you can see, well, Venezuela is a beautiful place, tropical weather, beaches, and these beautiful colors, are amazing. This part you can see is La Guaira and Margarita Island. As you might know, Caracas is capital of Venezuela. So I don't have pictures of Caracas here, but I wanted to show you the other part, which is the coast side, where you will be able to be based in a near future once you start your program. Okay, so it's a very recommendable place to visit, and as well to work. About the accommodation, I know you will have lots of questions about the accommodation. Okay, Carlos, where I'm going to be living, what are the type of apartments, how much is it going to cost, and well, as I wanted to show you some real pictures where you can see the buildings, nice apartments, fully furnished apartments with pools, with all you need to have a normal life in Venezuela. I know it will be a change of culture, a change of customs, but still, these are very friendly people, and I know you won't find any further problem other than focus on your training and keep up that aircraft and get your release and start doing your line training and zooming more hours each day. So guys, these apartments might vary between $350 to $550. It depends on what you want, luxuries. If you want to have an apartment of, I don't know how many square meters you want it. But these are basically the prices that you will find an apartment like this in Caracas, okay? As well in La Guaira and in Margarita. Other than that, we want to, thanks to Mr. David to provide these exclusive benefits only for SFA students. So just to list you some benefits you will get, it is 1 year of complimentary international medical insurance that Brookfield will provide only to SFA students. Also, there will be discounted rates to family members. As well, you will have local support during the whole program. It means that I will be there for you anytime you need it. As I'm based in Colombia, I'm basically in the same time zone than Venezuela. So for me, it would be very, very easy to be with you in case you require or in case you need my support. Other really nice benefit is that you will have a premium application membership after completion of the program for all available contracts. This includes early access to jobs, fast track interviews. So in case you get the premium program, you will have fast track interviews, and basically we will be recommending you as top pilot, but obviously you have to be a good pilot, no? Isn't it, to be able for us to recommend you? But still, we only do this for premium membership programs, because you will be having a 3 years experience. So it means, that you will be very well prepared, and it will be allow us to recommend you to one of our biggest clients. Also, you will have a 20% discount for our world-class aviation coaching program. This is a very nice program that I'm sure Paul will be able to give you a little bit more details about this, but this will boost basically your strengths and will become your weakness as a strength. So I really recommend you this program to each of you. Other than that, we will give priority to SFA students for the pre-selection process and the screenings of SLR. As you might know, we have a lot of applications, but still we will provide priority to SFA students that want to get this program, either the 737-200 Classic or the 300 IFIS. And well, that's the presentation I have prepared. I hope you liked it. I will be leaving my contact to Anis, so in case you want to ask me something about the program, you can reach me via WhatsApp or via email. I will be more than glad to support all your questions and clarify every concern you might have about the program. So,
thank you, Carlos, for the presentation. Sure, we will have more meetings about that. Myself, I have a question about the world-class aviation coaching program. And I was surprised about the benefits because I haven't been aware about that before and the contracts that I have been receiving.
That's the surprise we have for you, and it's your
much for this confidence, and we'll continue discussions after coordination with with the pilots that we are dealing with. Thank you.
Yes.
Once again. Thank you.
I would be able to send you contracts, financial schedule agreements for your reference. So please let me know once you start, contacting your students, or if they want to do it directly to me. You let me know, Anis, and I will be there. Okay.
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you. Paul, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here. I would like just to do a closing remarks, and it is a pleasure to be here. We're very proud of the relationship we have, not only with your country but with the school and the people. I have personally worked with Tunisair and Nouvelle Air in different projects, and it's been a wonderful experience to work with you guys in Tunis. And here from as director of business development, I can only say that this is a great opportunity for proactive cadets to start looking into the future. 2 years ago, everything was devastated and the reduction of opportunities were massive. Now, what we're going to see in the next 2 or 3 years is going to be the opposite. It's a surplus, a surplus of airlines requiring pilots on contract and international. So these pilot development programs are an excellent opportunity to be proactive in a competitive way and be ahead of the game, because with some of these programs, cadets will finish with at very least 500 hours on type, on a very commercial type like 737. And from our recruiting experience, when we have a requirement from a professional pilots, the very minimum is 500 hours. So even with the basic program, it's still a very attractive package in terms of the requirements for pilots in the future. And on the other programs that we do have in Latin America, it will be even better because pilots will be, you know, logging around 1,000 hours to even 1,500 hours. And something very important to add is we cannot put it on the contract because it's something depending on performance. But the airline is very happy to leave pilots for the long term. They're very happy to upgrade people. They're very happy to consider the best first officers. There is no restrictions in Venezuela to say that a foreign first officer cannot become a captain. Nothing around that. We have a very strong relationship with the CEO, and he has said to us, if you send quality pilots and they want to stay, they welcome to stay for as long as they want. If of course, you know, the pandemic, you know, ceases and all operations goes back to normal, and also about potentially flying bigger aircraft. So that's my remark, comments, and I'm here to help, to support Anis, anything, you know, you might need, and I'm sure we will be seeing the students very soon and give more information, okay?
Thank you very much for those more insights, and we'll keep in touch for later discussion, actually. Thank you very much. Thank you, David. Thank you, Carlos, and thank you very much for this insightful discussion about the line training program.
Thank you, Anis. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.